From the time we first talked a few days ago, now you already got your property already locked up. You got deposits paid. Do you got keys yet?
I have the keys.
You got keys, girl. Come on.
Go do this. You say, go do this, do this. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And when I did it, it worked. I mean, it was like, wow. I don't even know what to say. It was easy, and it works.
And it works.
Yeah.
Tell me, how does this compare to wholesaling for you? Because you started off with wholesaling, right?
Yes. You got to be prepared going into some of these places. It is bad. And then you got to drive. You got to use your time and energy, gas, driving around to these places. People not showing up. You know, it's just a lot of work.
Are you a frustrated wholesaler who's failing at wholesaling real estate? Hey guys, I'm Jim G from Jim G's Coaching Club, and in this video, you're going to see why wholesaling is no longer the best strategy for beginning investors or seasoned investors to make easy money in real estate without experience, without owning property, and without needing a whole lot of money to get started. Also, if you stick with me to the end, I'm going to show you my Airbnb playbook so that you too can go from $0 today to earning up to $15,000 per month in just 30 days. And I'm going to show you serious proof. So continue to watch if you're tired of failing in your real estate efforts, tired of stressing and worrying about how you're going to do your first or your next wholesale real estate investment deal, or simply because you just don't have enough money or income and you just want a simple way to use real estate for passive income to finally have enough financial freedom and financial independence so you can have more time to do the things that are really important to you, like spending time with your family or helping those who are really in need, and being more of a blessing to your church and your community. So if that's you, stick with me and I'll make sure you have all the information you need to go from $0 today to making $5,000 to $15,000 per month in 30 days without experience and without owning property. So like this video, subscribe below, and let's get started. So let me tell you why wholesaling is no longer the easy method for beginners to quickly get started making money in real estate, and what qualifies me to be able to say that. So the top two reasons are: 1, oversaturation, and 2, old and tired methods. If you're not new to wholesale real estate investing, then you know the market is oversaturated with people doing and wanting to do real estate. And the reason being is because most beginners who want to start doing real estate start with wholesaling. Why? Because it's low risk, it requires very little experience, it requires very little investment, and you can make money quickly. Yes, that's all true if you have a wholesale network or if you have previous success to build off of. So let me tell you what I believe qualifies me to be able to say this and to talk in depth about this niche and subject. I've been a real estate investor for 30 years, 20 of those being full-time. And I've been blessed to have done nearly 700 real estate investment transactions. And of those 700 or so real estate transactions that I've done for myself, 200 or so of them have been wholesale real estate investment transactions. So now that we've gotten that all out of the way, let's go a little bit in depth about why I say wholesaling is no longer the best strategy for beginners or seasoned investors to make money easy in real estate without experience and without owning property. And let's also talk about what the alternative is. So, as I mentioned earlier, most investors who are trying to get started with real estate, they go right into wholesaling, right? And I told you the reasons why. Little to no risk, very little capital required, not a lot of experience, and quick money. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a number of people out there that are very successful in wholesaling. However, there are a lot more people out there, significantly more, that are just chasing their tails, having a very, very difficult time. Part of the reason why is because there's too many newbies out there just screwing it up, right? And as they're making all these mistakes and they're learning and cutting their teeth in this niche, then what it's doing is it's making sellers that would potentially be your client weary of dealing with any wholesalers going forward. Maybe because they've been burned in the past, or maybe because the wholesaler just couldn't do what they said they were going to do. So now, anytime someone approaches them with the potential of doing a wholesale transaction with them, the red flags go up. And that makes it so much more difficult for beginners to get started because they're shot down before they even begin. And it also makes it difficult for the seasoned investor who has to do more to explain himself and make that seller comfortable that they're not going to have the same negative experience with them. Now, if you've been doing wholesaling for 2 weeks or more and you can relate to what I'm saying, just type yes in the comments below. So when I started wholesaling real estate back 20 some odd years ago, it wasn't even called wholesaling. As I mentioned in my previous video, there was no term for what we were doing when it came to wholesaling and flipping. There were just a few of us throughout the country doing it, and we had no competition. So we were making money hand over fist. And the other thing was, because people didn't really know what it was frowned upon. If you talked about making money off of a property that you didn't own, people looked at it as if you were doing something illegal. Now today, wholesaling and flipping, they're household terms. Even Zillow is talking about getting a flipping arm. So everyone knows, or at least have heard about wholesaling and or flipping. But can you imagine being able to do wholesaling with no competition? Well, that was us. That was us. And if you could just think what your profit would be like today if you had no competition and you were out there trying to do wholesaling, type in below in the comments big time. Right? If you can imagine what that would be like. And that's what it was. It was big time. The profits were crazy. The money we were making, it was crazy. However, as more and more people began to hear about what we were doing and they started studying us and following us, then people started jumping in and copying us. And then before you know it, the market began filling up with investors, seasoned investors, newbie investors, just filling up. Right? And we were still doing it. This went on for years. But then after it started really getting diluted, then what do? We start pulling back a little bit, right? Pulling out. And what do we then start doing? We start training people and teaching them more and more, because everyone's approaching us and teaching them how to do it and letting them fight over the deals, right? And so that's what we did. We gave them the tools, the training, the resources, all those things that allowed us to be successful. So now you have a bunch of people in wholesaling that pretty much are all trying to do the same thing using the same old tired techniques and strategies that we were using and we were teaching 20 years ago, 2 decades ago. So again, if you've been doing wholesaling for more than 2 weeks and you're starting to see why it's not so simple to make the type of money you expected to make in wholesaling, then type in the comments below, it's not my fault, right? Because it really isn't your fault. I mean, it's just the nature of the beast. And I'm sure you didn't know all this before you made a decision to jump into wholesaling. Today, Airbnb Passive Income, or what we like to also call Airbnb rental arbitrage, is where wholesaling and flipping was 20 some odd years ago. It's not mainstream, but many people have heard of Airbnb and they know a little bit about how to make money on it. However, they don't know how to make 6 and 7 figures a year like I do, like my students do, and like many of my colleagues all over the world do without owning property. So if you have any idea how to make money wholesaling real estate, type yes in the comments below. And if you have any idea how to make money wholesaling real estate, then I want you to know Airbnb Passive Income or Airbnb rental arbitrage is going to be so much easier for you. All it requires is the right mindset, a little bit of patience, and a good proven Airbnb success strategy. And it doesn't matter if you're doing Airbnb in New York, Florida, Airbnb in Orlando, or doing Airbnb in California, Airbnb in Chicago. It doesn't matter what part of the world you're in, what major city you're in, it works. So what I'm going to show you now is a nice little example of one of my students who started with nothing. Zero. In fact, after spending 6 months spinning her wheels, spending a bunch of time, a good amount of money, marketing, trying to make money in wholesaling, she made zero. She was fed up. She was pretty fed up and a bit discouraged. Fortunately, by the grace of God, she was introduced to some of my training. She started watching my videos and eventually connected with me. Anyway, to make a long story short, she got her first 3 units of Airbnb passive income properties in less than a week. She doesn't own any of them. Her Airbnb passive income increased to over $36,000 per year on that property, on those 3 units, and $24,000 of that she gets to put in her pocket. And again, she accomplished that in less than a week of working with me. So I want to show you what that looks like, and I'm going to let you in on the conversation. And after that's done, I'm going to share with you a few other tips and resources so that you can begin copying what I do, copying what she does, and starting immediately. Okay? Here it is. How are you today?
Oh my goodness, I've been so busy.
A whirlwind. You've been on a whirlwind. You've been on a tear, girl.
Yes, I have.
Oh my gosh. From the time we first talked a few days ago, now you already got your property already locked up. You got deposits paid. Do you got keys yet?
I have the keys.
You got keys, girl. Come on. Come on.
Oh, yeah.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. So talk to me about the process and how it all went. Talk to me.
Okay, well, I think it was a fairly smooth process, actually. So I sent her the email that you gave me, and she said she'd like to meet me. So I went over there and she's like, okay, so tell me what you're doing. And I just basically told her, I said, instead of sending my clients to hotels, I'd rather host them here, you know, if you allow me to rent the place. I said, I have other properties, but they're already at capacity. And I said, I like to, if you allow me to rent your place, you know, I'll take care of it. You know, I gave her the whole 9 yards, the whole spiel. And she was like, oh, I've never heard of anything like this before. I said, well, this is my adventure. I'm embarking on it. I believe it's going to work. And she was like, well, and also the military connection. Her husband being in the military, I being in the military. She's like, oh yeah, that'll work.
That's great. That's wonderful.
But she wanted to give me the keys that day. I'm like, well, let me get back to my business partner, and I'll let you know.
Good.
She was a little concerned. She's like, so you're a host, are they gonna contact me? I said, no, I'm your tenant. I will be the only one contacting you. I said, I will take care of my clients. I said, this is a regular rental. I'm just gonna be hosting my guest here. And she was like, oh, okay, I feel comfortable. I said, we'll have our renter's insurance, you know, everything will be fine. I said, I'll be here the majority of the time, checking up on the place, making sure everything's clean. Yeah, she's like, so do you need me to put a washer and dryer in here for you? I'm like, I don't need you to, but if you would like to, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, she had another property.
Talk to me.
It was a 3-2, but the master bedroom had a laundry room in it. So she said she couldn't really count it as a 3-2, more like a 2-2. But it had major work, and I didn't want to do that right now. So
no. Here's the thing you could consider. When you have someone that's flexible like that, and it's not something necessarily that you want, there is an opportunity for others.
Okay.
Right? There's an opportunity for others. You don't want to obviously screw up your contact, so you have to know who those others might be. I just want to commend you, though. You did a great job.
Thank you.
So your first strategy session with me was last week, Tuesday.
Yeah.
On Wednesday, you were sending me messages just talking about, you're looking at this property now. In fact, I saw 2 or 3 today, and I got a couple more tomorrow. Tomorrow should even go even better.
Exactly.
I'm like, what? So, and then, because I was expecting, okay, you were going to get back to me and let me know that you got all these calls and messages and things. You were already on the roll.
I've been watching your videos.
Oh, you've been watching the videos. So then on Thursday, you texted me again talking about, listen, I'm over here at this property. It's good.
Yep.
This thing is serious. And I'm like, okay, well, you know, what are the numbers? Talk to me about the numbers. You said $950. I said, well, based on what we talked about, I think that's a win, right? You go, right. Definitely a win. It's good. And it's a nice piece of property. It's a 3-2. It's this and that. I was like, okay, well, you
turnkey.
This thing up. Now, fast forward another day, you texted me on Friday, I think it was Friday or Saturday, and said, I need the contract. You need to send me the lease. Right? So I sent you out the lease and the amendment. And I said, we can chat about this. You're like, well, I just sent her the amendment. She says it's good. We're all good with that. So, so it looks like we're going to meet on Sunday, and I'm going to sign the documents. I'm like, okay, all right, all right. And then Monday, which was yesterday, you said, it's a done deal. I got it all locked up, and she's got more properties she wants to do with me, but it's a little bit too much work. So less than a week. Look at that. Yeah. Less than a week. You had nothing going on.
Nope.
0 going on.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
In fact, your second payment for the course isn't even paid yet.
No, it's not.
You're paid in full. You got your place. As far as the process is concerned, from what I was seeing, everything was going really smooth. I didn't, in fact, they were going smoother than normal, right?
Right.
You were ahead of me. Like, I was expecting to meet with you before the call. You were ahead of me, but you said you went ahead of me because you did what? You watched some of the videos?
I watch your videos. And I remember you said, if they try to, like, she was trying to say, so what exactly do you do? I said, hey, I just partner with local companies in the area, and I host clients like hospitals and stuff like that, visiting doctors, traveling nurses. And you know, she wanted to know more because she's like, I'm always into business endeavors. And I remember you said to ask her a question. So I said, so when was the last time, how long has it been vacant? You know, so I brought her back. Like, I didn't want her to get too far into what I was doing.
It was textbook the way you did it, and you handled it textbook too, because she wanted to delve more into what you were doing, and
right.
you didn't avoid, but you redirected.
Right.
The goal wasn't for you to teach her your business. If you were talking to someone that was interested in considering doing the accelerator course, the academy, what would you say to them?
I would definitely say go for it, because I'm telling you, before I was trying to do stuff myself, look around, but it wasn't working. I needed somebody to say, go do this now. 29 years of the military orders, go do this. You said, go do this, do this. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. And when I did it, it worked. I mean, it was like, wow. I don't even know what to say. It was easy, and it works.
And it works.
Yeah. There was one thing that I wanted to share with you. So
yeah.
It's not, the rent was $950 because she didn't get a chance to paint it, but I have that already. It's gonna be done.
Listen, I'm telling you, listen to me. You just did this. It was textbook. When we talk about win-win, right? Win-win. Part of the win-win is you're listening for the things that she needs. Those are the perfect opportunities when you see little things like that to be able to say, hey, don't worry about that. We'll take care of it.
Yep.
And she in her mind, she's going, oh my gosh, I love her. I love her. I love her. Really? You would? Yeah, no problem. Don't worry about it. All right, let's see. Let's make some money. Let's see how much money you made on this, lady. All right. So we're in Mobile,
Alabama.
So let's go 117 times 30. That's $3,500.
Wow.
Come on, talk to me, baby. $3,500.
Yes. That's what
That's what I'm
I'm talking about.
talking about. Once you get it on Airbnb, Airbnb does all the hard work for you.
Oh man.
Their goal is to make sure you get bookings, because when you get bookings, they make money. When you get bookings, they have happy people. They have happy people, right? That are going to keep doing more business with them on their platform. So they have an algorithm that's very, very powerful, just like YouTube, just like Google, right? And so that algorithm understands, and it's artificial intelligence that just gets smarter and smarter and smarter on your listing based on who wants to book and who's going to have a propensity to book. So it's going to do all the work for you.
Wow.
So once you get it up and optimized properly, you don't really have to touch your listings ever again.
Wow.
You're going to make adjustments on pricing every now and then, but outside of that, you know, after you get that thing humming along, boom. You recognize how easy this was, and how quickly you're going to be able to scale and do it over and over and over again.
That's what I'm talking about. Getting another one. Getting another. Yeah, I can do this.
4 properties and you're at 100 grand.
Wow.
Was this investment worth it or not?
Oh, more than worth it. I'm serious. I'm so glad.
4 properties.
That's
you're
all
at
I need.
100,000.
Wow. And I went to a real estate course. They told me I needed 10 doors to make $100,000. No, I need 4 doors to make. Yeah, they told if I was gonna do the traditional rental. Oh my gosh.
Don't believe the lie.
This is great. I'm so glad I found you.
Come on now. I'm so glad I found you. So this is where you should be hovering at, right?
Okay.
Around 85, 90%. But after your first 30 days, 30, 45 days, you're going to be in the 80s, you're gonna be in the 80s. You're gonna have reviews, right?
Yeah.
So it's gonna things, and then 2 months down the road, because you're doing things the way I show you, you're gonna be a super host in 3 months.
Oh yeah.
Just like the rest of my students, you're a super host in the next 3 months, and then Airbnb is gonna give you a different kind of love, and then you're gonna, they just do some little extra things for you. So how's that sound to you?
This is exciting. I'm like, is this for real? Like, it's unbelievable, but I'm doing this.
It's funny because you would think that this was a webinar that we're doing, right? But it's
Right.
not. Like, you got your first place.
Yes, I did.
Right, you got it. You're only 3-4 more places away. I told you your
That's
numbers
it.
are better. Your numbers are better than mine out there. You're only 3 or 4 places away. That's crazy. That's
From
beautiful.
6 figures, man.
From 6 figures. That's right.
Woo, I'm ready.
I'm gonna send you my cheat sheet so you can follow along now with my stuff.
Okay.
You're gonna be there real soon.
Woo, I can't wait.
So that's really your crash course and getting
Yeah.
this thing set up and optimized. So all I need you to do is get your first listing going.
Okay.
And then once you do that, you can send me the link. We can take a look at it. You got your homework. Let's get that first listing up and snoozed, right?
Mhm.
Let's get it optimized and snoozed, and then we're gonna duplicate the others after I take a look at it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, great. I see you're right on track for what you came here for. You're right on track. So
Okay.
that vision that you had, remember we talked about your vision, right? Your vision, where you are and where you're trying to go. That vision it's in your grasp. It's right there. We just gotta just stay diligent, right?
Yep.
Stay the course, and then remember the 3 phases: familiar, comfortable, second nature, right?
Second nature. Okay.
Good.
Yeah.
So God bless you, Susan, and
God bless you.
congratulations. I am so glad to have you on board, and
Thank you.
and again, we'll talk after you get that listing up and running.
Okay.
I'll look at it and we'll get the other 3 up as well. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So God bless you.
God bless you and thank you.
Thank you. You're welcome. Yay! Yay! I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Talk to you soon.
All right. Goodbye. So, if you liked that little Airbnb success story and would like to generate $3,500 per month in Airbnb passive income for yourself on your first property in the next 14 to 21 days without owning property, type in passive income below. If that kind of passive income could change your life, really change your life, type in yes in the comments below. Now remember, when you're using the Airbnb passive income strategy, or what we also like to call the Airbnb rental arbitrage strategy, it doesn't matter if you're doing Airbnb in Florida, Airbnb in Orlando, Miami, Airbnb in New York, California, Airbnb in Los Angeles, San Diego. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're doing Airbnb in Chicago, Las Vegas, Atlanta, Nashville, Airbnb in Toronto. It doesn't matter. If you want a simple way to use real estate for passive income, to give you financial freedom, financial independence, and begin building wealth, or if you just don't have enough current income and it's causing you stress and worry and constant longing to live your life's unfulfilled vision, like spending more time or quality time with your family, or being able to better help family, friends, and loved ones who are really in need, or just simply being able better to serve and support your church and your community with your gifts and your talents. then I recommend you go and watch my 1-hour Airbnb free online masterclass. And you'll see my proven process to know everything you need to quickly get started building and growing your $5,000 to $15,000 a month passive income for financial independence and financial freedom without experience, without owning property, using my Airbnb rental arbitrage to control other people's properties for as little as what it costs to rent. Doing it exactly the way I do it, exactly the way you just saw Susan do it. Okay? So you can go to the online masterclass by clicking the link below in the description and just register and watch now. After watching, you'll be able to schedule a private one-on-one video strategy session with me if you want, so I can personally walk you through and just hold you by the hand. So I'll hand hold you all the way through the process to pretty much guarantee your success. Okay? Also, if you can relate to what I shared with you in this video, please subscribe to my channel and click the bell below to get notified when I publish my next new video. And then finally, if you got value from this video or you know someone who could benefit from what I shared with you, you could be a blessing by liking and sharing the video on social media. In fact, take a screenshot. I'll give you a couple different poses, okay? All right, and then share it on social media. Share the link to this video, and if you do that, send me the link to your post, and I'll mention you in my comments, and I'll also connect with you. Okay, so that's it. And what I always like to do is sign off with a couple of different things. One is to thank you for watching. Two is to let you know that I'm looking forward to being part of your future success. And then, as I do with all my students, God bless you, and I'll see you in the next video.